kind of for this video, I want it to be a little bit different. I don't know, I kind of want to get away from so much of just, me putting some freaky ass music over me, just lifting or working out. Kind of want to show you guys more of who I am, and like for the people who do watch, I don't necessarily want you just to come to this channel to, be like, oh, what are some workouts, or, what can I eat, or this or that. Like, I want you to actually come to like learn and actually like enjoy them. So for today, I kind of want to talk about why bodybuilding. If you go back to when I first announced that I was going to do this show, I hit on this point already. If you watched my last video, I hint on this point as well. But with goals, everything comes down to balance. This isn't doing things 50-50. It's, learning how to turn the on and off switch. And once you kind of really learn that, it really, truly is life-changing. And it might sound a little corny for some, or maybe, someone like, what the hell are you even saying? What I mean by that is, right, like you can, like when it comes to goals, everyone gets so fixated on that end point, and maybe not even goals, maybe it's just something in life, right? We live our lives saying, oh, I'll be happy when I get this job, or I'll be happy once I get that physique, or I'll be happy once my biceps are bigger, right? But it's in actually doing the things that will get us to that goal, and the journey to that goal, that in my opinion matter. And to kind of cycle back, like a big reason I wanted to do this show is to challenge myself, right? And I really wanted to not only show to myself and the people around me, but also to whoever cares to watch these videos, that like you can strive for big goals and things that are so out of your comfort zone, and really learn how to actually enjoy the process, and not just do those things to do the things, right? So what I mean by the on and off switch is, if you watched my last video, right, I was in Tampa a week ago when I'm making this video. So like I was still out having fun, right? Obviously I couldn't eat. Yes, I didn't drink any alcohol. Yes, I had to be locked in to an extent, but that doesn't mean I can't still live my life and enjoy the journey to this goal. And I know there's some people out there who already do this, but I think there's a lot of people who, especially in bodybuilding even, right, we tend to like self-isolate and think that we just like can't do anything, right? It's balls to the wall, and right, you can't do anything outside of going towards that goal, right? And I think that's so unhealthy, because then you get in the mindset of fixating on just that end goal, right? You're like, oh, like once I, after my show, then I'll do that, and there are things that you can't do, or, whatever the goal is, there's things that you do have to be strict about, right? It's not normal life where you can just be willy-nilly and do whatever, but you can really appreciate everything around you, and you can make effort to, be the best person you possibly can be. People go through bodybuilding prep, or you've been through a prep, that your hormones are shifting like crazy. That doing your daily tasks, your normal tasks, taking out the trash is challenging sometimes, right? And it's hard to be nice. It's hard to have a smile on your face. And I work a job where I have to be present. I have to show up. I have to carry that energy. And what that has really taught me is like it is doable, right? And it's all up top, it's all in your head. And again, it's that on and off switch, right? There's times in your day that you can just flip it off, right? You can relax, you can just like do whatever you want, bring yourself back down. But there's times that you really do have to flip that on switch on, right? For me at work, I gotta flip that shit on, right? When I'm going to train fasted cardio right now, I gotta flip that on, right? Do I want to go and do this cardio right now? Absolutely not. My legs are killing me from my leg day yesterday, but like it's turning that on and off switch, right? On and off. Some people leave that shit on for too long, And that's where you get burnout, and that's where you fail, right? That's where you hit walls, because no one in this entire world, not even Goggins, Goggins talking about this in his book. It's like, you got to have these like mental aid stations throughout your day. You need to learn how to turn it off sometimes so you actually can still get that proper recovery and that proper, just like calming down of the body, right? Otherwise, you're going to hit that burnout, right? And I don't know, I think that that's true balance. And I think, again, I'm relating this a lot to me and bodybuilding and stuff like that, but I think anyone can take this advice, and whatever your goal is, like, appreciate the process and who you become on the way, because once you hit that goal, it's just a glimpse in time, right? Again, to use me as an example, like, once I step on stage, that shit's gonna be 5 minutes, right? I'm gonna be like, woohoo, and then I'm gonna step off and it's over, right? This whole journey, right? If I was just so fixated on me stepping on that stage, I get to experience for 5 minutes, right? 5 freaking minutes. 16 weeks passed by, and if I didn't appreciate that, that's 16 weeks out of my life that I just kind of let slide by. And looking back, I wouldn't be able to be like, oh, like I really did change as a person, like, oh my god, I did learn this or this, right? So that's why even when it gets hard, even when I'm starving, even though I'm in the worst mood I possibly could be, I try to sit there as best I can and learn and be the best person I still can be through all these times, because I know that once I then do step on that stage May 9th, right, I can look back and I feel like I'm almost gonna get like goosebumps, right? Because I have really appreciated the process. I really have, enjoyed this journey, and I really have like loved who am like becoming on this journey, and I have so many takeaways from this process because I've been doing that. The moral of the story of what I'm trying to get at is just like, no matter what you're going through, even if it's like not the best or most ideal situation, like, enjoy it, because time's gonna pass regardless. So you might as well sit in your current situation and make the best you possibly can, take away the most amount of positives. Again, I'm speaking from a situation, I know other people out there are in harder situations or have harder lives or different cards than I've been dealt in my life, okay? But in reality, that shit doesn't matter, okay? What matters is what you make of it. Some people are privileged, some people come from terrible backgrounds, but at the end of the day, it comes to you to make the most of your life. And again, I think learning this balance and this on and off switch, and when to go balls to the walls and when to bring it back a little bit, is so powerful. And I think if you can really learn it, not only do you become a better person, but the processes and the journeys that you do go on towards your goals, like when you actually hit that goal, right, you'll enjoy who you became in that process. You'll be able to look back and be like, wow, I really did that. And then the cherry on top is just actually hitting that goal. If you do enjoy that journey and you are your best self, the journey is a lot more enjoyable, right? So for those longer goals, right, you can set those bigger goals, and you're gonna hit that goal if you're just sitting in your current moment and enjoying that journey, right, and just working your butt off, but also still enjoying the things around you.